Okay, we are good to start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'll call this meeting to order. I will call this meeting to order today, 10th of June, 2026 at 4:08 p.m. Uh, we'll do land acknowledgement. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hate Wendarnuk, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anish Inabi, including the Mississaugas of the First Credit Nation. There are many First Credit Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all the Indigenous people, past and present, and in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live. Anybody for declaration of any interest? No? Okay.
Nope.
Can I get a yeah? Can I get a mover and seconder to adopt the agenda? Councillor D'Angela and Rebecca. Thank you. I call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay. So motion can be carried. Adoption of minutes. Series number 5.1 RSC 1-2026, February 18, 2026. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Rebecca. And 1 second. For some reason, I cannot see everybody here. Justin, can you see who else is the seconder?
I believe I saw Sean's hand go up.
Okay, fine. So I call the question. All those in favor? Okay, so that's a majority. So we can move on with the adoption of minutes, RSC 1-2026. Number 0.6 is correspondence, 6.1 is committee resolutions. At the meeting on March 24th, 2026, the council passed the following committee resolutions. CLC 3-2026, RSC resolution regarding the mid-block crosswalk on Front Street South. CLC 4-2026, RSC resolution regarding transport trucks on St. David Street. CLC 5-2026, RSC resolution regarding a three-way stop at Pine Street South and Beaver Dams Road. CLC 6-2026, RSC resolution regarding speed reduction request on Beaver Dams Road near the Van Strelen Griffiths Dog Park. 6.2 is CWCD 119-2026, mid-block crosswalk on Front Street South. The attached agenda is a correspondence from the Thorold Business Improvement Area dated April 2nd, 2026, regarding mid-block crosswalk on Front Street South. We need to discuss this, Justin.
Well, I'll
If there's
move the
questions.
yeah. I was going to move to receive the correspondence.
Okay.
We just usually just have him read them, and if there's any questions,
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
any questions? Okay. We go on to 6.3, PWCS 18-2026, Parking Master Plan. At the meeting on April 14, 2026, Council passed report PWCS 18-2026 regarding the Parking Master Plan. Any questions regarding this? Yes, Councillor.
I was just going to make mention, item number 4, there's an ad hoc downtown parking working group. There's still some issues in downtown regarding parking issues, but I'll be one of the councillors that sit on that ad hoc committee. So if anyone has concerns, they can send them directly to me, and I'll make sure they're addressed and brought up at the committee, at the ad hoc committee meetings, which we have one next Wednesday.
Okay. We'll go on to the next agenda, which is 6.4 CWCD 151/2026, Beaver Dams Road Corridor Safety Improvements. Do we have any discussion on this? Yes, Councillor.
Yeah, just reading the letter from the Regions Public Works. They talk about speed limit reduction. That this probably won't meet on the preliminary review. It most likely Beaver Dams will is not likely to qualify for speed reduction, but they're still reviewing that. So I'd still like to make sure that we still press the point that it needs to be reduced, especially by the dog park. But I'll just wait for the further review, but it doesn't sound good right now, but we may have to, put a little bit more pressure on to get this done if that's what we want to see happen there.
And how do we get this pressure done, Councillor?
Well, I would wait till the review's done. They will review and confirm the recommended speed limit alignment with the regional council's approved speed limit policy. So they still doing some work on it. So let's wait for them to finish their work and then see what they say.
Right. Justin?
And I just wanted to add that this was in response to council passing this committee's resolution to ask for this to be done, and this was their response letter, just as an FYI to everybody.
Yeah. Any other point on this? Okay. Then we go on to the next one, which is committee business, traffic calming reports, Park Lane. Is there any discussion on this call? Mr. Sean?
We received a request and from some of the local residents, as well as a comment from our fire department about the fact that at school beginning time and school end time, that road becomes very congested. So we're suggesting we put a parking restriction on one side of the road. And we're going to put the parking restriction opposite the sidewalk so that people can get out of their car and go right to the sidewalk.
Yes, Councillor Angela?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, no, that was a good staff recommendation that you're putting it on the east side, right, Sean? By the sidewalk? That's what you said?
Yeah, we're gonna leave the parking on the sidewalk side.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I don't know if Danny's still here, but the only concern I have is that make sure that the cars don't park too close to the corner. I know they can park there, but sometimes what's happening is on these areas where you can park, they're parking right at the corner, and it's causing sightline issues while they're parked there. Even though they're eligible to park, they're just parking too close to the intersection.
Yeah, they're not eligible to park within 10 meters of the intersection. So, and I believe that's already signed out there.
Yeah, I know they still do it though. That's why I'm just pointing that out to bylaw to maybe at least warn some people before you start ticketing, but a little bit of education there to let them know that not to park too close to the intersection. And I did have a couple other people that lived in the area, not on Park Lane, are quite happy with the fact that it's going to be restricted to one side. Very positive report that's coming forward.
One question, Councillor Angela, maybe Danny can answer better, is how do we educate these people regarding the suggestions that were given?
Through you, Chair, I can comment on saying I can have officers stationed at the location for approximately a week. It generally works if we provide education and then enforce accordingly after that.
Yeah, that would be appropriate, I believe. Sean, you had raised your hand.
Only in the fact that once the signs go up, I think that's pretty decent education.
Okay. Any further discussion on this topic? Yes, Justin.
So yeah, if there is no further discussion, I think Sean can correct me. I think staff are looking for an endorsement of the reports to endorse the findings of the report regarding on-street parking prohibitions for Park Lane.
I could move that recommendation.
Okay, and Councillor D'Angelo is moving it. Who is the seconder? Rebecca and Kellen. Okay, thank you guys. So we can go on to the next one, which is
We just need to
7.1.
vote on that, please.
Yeah,
Mr. Chair.
all those in favor? Okay, motion is passed. Okay, we go on to the next one, which is 7.1.2 Sapphire Way. So any discussion on this traffic calming report, Sean?
Very similar to the Park Lane, as a matter of fact. We had some concerns raised by our fire department about being able to get cars through. Or their trucks through while there's parking on both sides of the road. So as you can see on the drawing, we're recommending the parking restriction on the north side of Sapphire Way.
Okay. Any other discussions on this? Any suggestions? Nope. So we'll stick on with what Sean has suggested. Can we move this motion then? All those in favor? Okay,
So
perfect.
before you get to that, it's to endorse the findings of the report regarding on-street parking prohibition for Sapphire Way. And we
Yeah.
will need a mover second.
So a mover, okay, so Councillor DeRose, Kellyanne. Okay, a motion is passed. You'll have to help me out with this,
Sorry,
Justin,
I
because
had-
it keeps getting.
Sorry, I got Councillor DeRose, who was the seconder. Was it Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
Okay. And then show of hands for a vote then.
So
Yes.
so the motion is passed there. Okay, perfect. So the next would be the similar traffic calming situation on Claremont Street and Clarendon Street South. Sean, your views on this?
Claremont Street is a little different. This is back to the sightline issue that was brought up as part of the Park Lane. Right now, we're having some people parking too close to the intersection and apparently causing some sightline issues. So what we're proposing here is to put up the parking restriction signs to stop that parking within the 10 meters to increase the visibility. And this won't require any type of going to council.
Okay. Yes, Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, there was I spoken to a couple of residents that live in that area, and they're happy with moving forward with this to make it safer for sightline issues. But they also spoke about parking on Claremont Street because it's a very narrow street, to limit parking to 2 hours. Is that something we can look at doing, or does that need a bylaw to go back to council?
It would need a bylaw to go back to council, but we could certainly write a report that would identify that. We could add it to this one if you really want us to.
Yeah, I'll listen to what others say, but a couple people mentioned that what's happening is people are parking there all day, and that's what's causing the congestion. So then the church and the senior center are losing available parking spots. And if it's 2 hours, at least it'll keep the traffic flowing a little bit. And it is a narrow street, but I'd like to hear other comments if anyone else has some.
Any other views? Yes, Councillor DeRose.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Yeah, I agree with Councillor D'Angelo. And I think we could just add it on to the report, Sean. That's just to say, why do extra work for nothing? I would just add that to the report.
Okay. Yes, Councillor D'Angelo.
Oh, no, I
Okay.
was just clicking the wrong button. But I'll move the report if you need a mover.
So yes, Councillor DeRose.
I'll second it.
and-
Get it?
Okay.
Could I ask for an
Yes, sure.
amendment to that? It's not only approve the report, but add the concept that we're putting the 2 hour parking on Claremont or on Yeah, on Claremont from Ormond to Wellington? Is that where you want to go?
Uh, well, Ormond, is it Chapel?
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think it connects to Wellington. There's a little small section, but I don't know if that's sort of off the beaten track.
yeah,
And that's a
okay,
2 hour parking time limit. Is that what you mean?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can add that amendment which Councillor D'Angelo recommended. I need a mover and a seconder.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll move the
Councillor
amendment.
DeRose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll
Councillor
second it.
DeRose. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Okay, motion passed. So we'll go on to the next one now, which is the 7.2 traffic calming request, 7.2.1 Homestead Way and Uppers Lane. Sean, your views on this?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. We've been asked more than once to go out and do traffic study out on Homestead Way. And we've done it again. And we again identified that it wasn't warranted to put the traffic calming out there. We're just looking for direction as to, like, our direction right now is that we're not doing anything. I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that.
So is this just on Homestead Way or Homestead and Uppers? Because that is a different area that I believe Uppers already been calmed at one place. Sean,
I think
long-
he's talking about the intersection right near Sapphire Way there. And just as a note, being a resident in this area, it occurs to me that it's not speed that's the problem, but disobedience to the stop signs.
yes, I have seen that myself a couple of times in that area. People hardly stop when they, they come over to the main roads. So it's
Yeah,
more of discipline issues. Yeah.
I'm not thinking that traffic calming would be the necessary steps to this. I think it would probably actually be enforcement. And I realize that's a request on resources from NRPS that they would have to speak to, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter.
Right.
Well,
To
I
that,
think
to that end, we can reach out to the NRPS and ask them to highlight this area.
Yes.
I think it's not uncommon to see complaints in this general area. I've noted enforcement occurring more at Barker Parkway and Uppers Lane, and even biking in the evening there, seeing people get stopped for running the stop sign there, which is nice to see, but I kind of feel like there's going to be a never-ending source of this in the growing community here.
Absolutely right, Sean. What are Mr. Sean, as far as the city is concerned, is there any effect of having speed humps there when they meet them close to the areas? Will that help?
Through you, Mr. Chair, if the issue is not stopping at stop signs, I don't think the speed humps are gonna help all that much.
I mean, that might slow them down at that point.
True.
So there'll be like kind of a forced stop for them instead of listening to the signage. They're bound to stop there at least. Sean?
And just to clarify, Vikram, that there are speed humps on Uppers Lane near Sapphire Way, I believe, to this effect.
Okay, and still people are going through them?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, Councillor.
Well, what you find is because they have to slow down for the speed hump, then they speed up so they could go through the stop sign, so they can make up time that they lost on the speed hump. So
Exactly.
that's what occurs, and unfortunately, it's poor driving habits, and only enforcement's gonna rectify that. So yeah, maybe the recommendation is that we maintain asking the NRP to keep enforcement up in that area until it subsides a little bit more.
That's exactly my thought. Well put. I can't describe any way better than traffic coming off Sapphire Way. There are stop signs onto Uppers Lane, and I can't describe it in any other way than it looks like they're fleeing a crime coming off of Sapphire Way. They're pinned so hard coming into those or out of those stop signs.
Yeah. I believe there's a natural slope also there, Sean, right? That's why the speed is more, or
A little bit, but I don't think you could make an argument that if people were to, let off the brake, then it's carrying them that fast.
yeah. Just to make sure that, people understand that they have to stop at the stop sign.
Yeah.
Danny, any views from your on this?
Only comments I can offer is I'm happy to reach out to my contact with the NRP core unit and highlight the area.
Oh, perfect. So we can make this recommendation for the city to contact NRPS and make this recommendation. All those in favor, mover and the seconder, Councillor
Did you,
DeRose.
Mr. Chair, did you want to also recommend that no physical calming measure be implemented as is outlined in the memo?
Yes,
And
yes,
to have staff contact NRPS regarding this area?
yes, please.
Also
That would be
both of them.
appropriate. Yeah. And Councillor DeRose and the seconder. Okay, perfect. Donna is there.
Who was the
Okay,
seconder, sorry?
Donna.
And I would just highlight that we want NRP enforcement for the lack of stopping, not speeding is the issue. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Just for clarity.
Just need to
So
vote on.
all those in favor of the amendment, the recommendation? Okay, motion is passed. So next would be traffic calming request on, no, this is different. 7.3 is Rose and Hamilton Road reconstruction project. Sean, your take on this?
Through you, Mr. Chair. We're doing a capital project out on Hamilton and Ross Street. We're urbanizing that section of road, those sections of road. As part of that urbanization, sidewalks would be put in on at least one side of each road. In this case, what we've proposed is a sidewalk on both sides of Hamilton, on the south side of Ross, and then on the east side of Thorold Avenue, to get it up to standard. What's happened is we had a public information center related to that, and we got a rather mixed bag of results as to whether they wanted those sidewalks in or not. So what we're contemplating is removing the sidewalk on the east side of Hamilton, shown in red on the drawing, if you can see it, and then removing the sidewalk also on the east side of Thorold Avenue, shown in yellow on the drawing, leaving the blue and the green in there. That's our, I think, our preferred result. Although we are looking for some direction from the Road Safety Committee as to what we should do.
Yes, Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, I had spoken to one of the gentlemen that live on Thorold Avenue, and then I looked at the petition. Everyone on the east side of Hamilton do not want the sidewalk, which, as Sean mentioned, that they're looking at putting it on the west side and working with that neighbor. And then also on Thorold Road, one of the concerns they have when you put these sidewalks in after the fact is that if you don't locate them at the end of the driveway, or if you put them 15 feet into the driveway, people lose parking spots. So then what happens is now people are going to be parking on the road that would have likewise parked on the street. So some of the residents don't feel it's going to be safer with sidewalks. They feel it's actually going to be more dangerous because you're going to have more vehicle parked on the road where individuals are going to be going in and out. And then also, it didn't seem like anyone was interested on the Ross Street to put sidewalks there. So really, the feedback that I've received was only part of Hamilton on the west side. And then when I spoke to a couple gentlemen regarding that, is even if you put the sidewalk closer to the road, not as far back, sometimes there's a big boulevard, to keep it closer to the road. That's what I heard from the general public. And because these sidewalks go to dead end streets, they don't tie into a lot except for what the local residents that live there. So I think this is where you want to listen to the local residents a little bit more. I know we're doing the road improvements, but just the feedback that I received by speaking to a couple people. I don't know if anyone else has spoken to anyone out there.
Councillor DeRose?
Yeah, through you, Chair. Yeah, I have, and the problem out there is they're divided. I'm getting equal amount of emails for and against. So Sean, how far along are we in this process?
We're about the report is supposed to come to June 23rd, and it's supposed to be the award of the contractor to start the work.
Because this, I don't know how it's going to be resolved among the residents, but they're at opposite poles, just like Councillor D'Angelo was saying. Some don't want to drive the sidewalk, some do for safety, but some don't because of the parking issue. So, is there any more picks with this one, Sean?
There wasn't intending to be.
Okay.
We could
I
do
just-
one if you would prefer.
You know what? I think we should do one more because there's just so much opposing views on this, and it's going to be tough to keep everybody happy. And we try our best, but is it possible, Sean, to do that? We can
Yeah, we can do
set it up.
that if that's the direction you want us to take it.
I would think so. If my fellow members want to agree, I honestly think it's necessary. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Sean.
Noted. Yeah. Councillor D'Angelo? Councillor, you're on mute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern is, yeah, more information is always good, but how does that manage the timeline, Sean? Do we have time to get another public meeting in? Because now all the residents are fully aware of it now. I don't know if they all were at the time of the public meeting.
It'll delay things for sure, but probably more than likely we'll still be able to get it done on or around Christmas time.
Okay, well, if the delay is not excessive, I agree with Councillor DeRose is to have another public meeting and then your recommendation then, Sean, was just to put it on Hamilton and Ross. Is that what you?
The west side of Hamilton and the south side of Ross, yes.
Okay, so maybe if that's what's highlighted in the public meeting, that's the option that staff is looking at, so they can work on that one and see what the comments are. Because I think that solves the east side of Ross, because like I said, when you look at the petition, there's I think 12 houses that are opposed to it, and that's pretty well most of them on that side. So I think that would be good to have that public meeting just with those two streets and see what the citizens come back with. Looking to Councillor DeRose, if that seems like a reasonable moving forward.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah, I agree, Chair. I agree, Councillor D'Angelo. Thank you.
Okay. John?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I think what we'll do then is we'll modify this report, send it to council anyway, because we would still like to award the contract to the contractor and have them ready to go. And then we'll make the decision about the sidewalks as we move forward. And we'll go back to council again once we have a final decision on that. Only because we can start the work. Sidewalks are the last thing that goes in anyway. So we'll be able to start the work and do that anyhow. Okay.
So you want to start the work first and then do the public meeting at the same time?
Well, probably we'll get the public meeting done before the work starts, only because it
Okay.
takes us about 6 weeks from the time we go to council till the time we actually start work. We'll squeeze the PIC in there and then we'll send a memo to council and tell them what our final decision is on that.
Yes, Councillor D'Angelo.
I was just gonna say that's an excellent suggestion, so it doesn't slow the timeline down, but it gives the local residents an ample opportunity to see what a preferred option would be before it's finalized. I like that.
Yes.
Thanks, Sean.
Yes, Councillor DeRose.
Yeah, I agree with Councilor D'Angelo and Sean. Great idea, Sean. I think that'll work. Get the ball rolling, and then meanwhile, we'll get feedback from the residents. Try to keep them happy.
So we'll move this motion that public information should be done again, but not interrupting the work to be carried out. I need a mover and a seconder for this. Councillor D'Angelo and Rebecca. Thank you, guys. All those in favor? Okay, the motion is passed. Right, thank you. So the next agenda is 7.4 Chippewa Street. Councillor D'Angelo, you added this item, so let's hear it from you first.
Yeah, thank you, Vikram. I'm just wondering, Justin, would you be able to put a Google map of Chippewa on so we can see it? It's a little easier to describe what's happening. I've had a couple complaints regarding that for safety issues.
Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yes, if you could highlight it a little or make it a little bigger. Yeah.
Not sure which part you want or more
Yeah, right at
interested in.
Pine. Yeah, right at Pine
Oh, right
Street.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make that really big, what's happening? A couple of members that live in that area have mentioned like there's always cars parked right along that house from the corner. So anyone turning left from Pine Street onto Chippewa is going into the opposite lane to drive, right? And there's no lighting there, so it's very dark. So anyone coming on the proper lane, the road is so narrow that you can only really fit one vehicle through there, so it's causing congestion, and if someone's turning, it's causing an opportunity for a collision there because of the darkness. So right now you can only not park just from and Danny could speak to that because I know he went and looked at it. I think it's probably 15 feet from the corner, but then you can park the rest of the way on the north side. But there's always vehicles parked there, and it's causing problems. So that stretch, I think, should have a no parking on both sides, just to avoid that.
Sean?
Can I make a slightly different suggestion?
Sure.
And we change Chippewa from Pine to, what is that, Queen there? No, Pine to Battle into a one-way street coming into the subdivision?
I don't know if the residents would like that because then they would have to go all the way to Beaver Dams to get on Beaver Dams to then swing back around.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you're going to bring more congestion, and there's no stop sign at Battle and Beaver Dams, and you're going to be forcing more vehicles through there. I don't know. It's if you want to take this back and look at it and see if there's an if that's a better option. I'm just speaking from traffic flow.
Yeah, we have to do that anyway. We'll have to write the report anyway, and we'll have to have
Yeah.
a PIC and make sure that everybody's all happy with that solution. So whatever the
Okay.
solution is.
So we
Yeah,
can.
Yeah, the only
please
reason
go.
sorry, Victor.
No, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. The only reason is because when they built the tunnel, they chopped up this street, right? And even access, there's like if you scroll a little further north, there's a road up there, but it doesn't access Pine Street. It sort of dead ends, right? So and then now we also
Shriner.
yeah
That's
yeah
Shriner.
Shriner. And we also have the Queen Street Bridge closed, so you can't. So traffic flow in this area is not very good. There's very limited in and out access. So maybe a review of the whole area might be better than just looking at one particular item there. Which seems it seems to be what you're saying, Sean, is to have a better review of it. Yeah, because even there's no stop sign at Battle and Chippewa too, and there's a lot of vehicles going through there, and especially with the parked cars, it makes it very difficult. Again, from the comments I heard from a few residents in that area. I don't know, Councilor Rose, I don't know if you've had any experience there, because I know you grew up just on the other side there.
Yeah,
Yes, Councillor.
I was gonna say, I just wanted to clarify something Sean said. Sean, I think Chippewa doesn't go through the new subdivision. It ends at Martin Street.
No,
Chippewa.
yeah, but I meant going away from Pine Street instead of towards Pine Street.
Right, yes.
Make it a one-way street away from Pine Street as opposed to towards.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Councilor D'Angelo. I think people in the neighborhood would be more upset with that than anything else we can do, taking away parking or whatever, because yeah, like Councilor D'Angelo said, they're gonna have to go around, and I'm sure a lot of people aren't gonna do that. So I think we're gonna have more issues if we do a one-way. Just my opinion. Thank you.
So what is your recommendation, Sean? We look into this?
Yeah, I have to look into it and write a report for you, so.
Okay, so we recommend, the council will recommend the city to look into this item and then get back to the city. Is that right, Justin?
So I have potentially here that council direct staff to report on potential improvements to parking at Chippewa Street and
Chippewa.
Pine Street South. Does that sound right?
Right, that should be okay, yeah. I need a mover for this. Councilor D'Angelo, and a seconder. Donna. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, so we can go ahead. This motion is passed. We can go out to the next one, which is going to be 1 second. We talk about Pine Street South, no parking signs, east side. Councilor D'Angelo, again, your views on this? Councilor, you have to unmute yourself.
I've requested this a couple times, and I know a staff have an update on this. It is a regional road, and it's, again, a couple people have mentioned that there's no parking signs on Pine Street. It's a very narrow road, so people are somewhat parking on the east side of the road, and they put new posts there, but they never put up the no parking signs that were there previously.
Yeah,
Sean?
I'm in agreement with you 100% on that one, Counselor. They're supposed to put them back. It's all related to that construction that happened out there. Maybe what we'll do is just do it for them and hope they don't bother us too much.
Send a bill to the regional counselor.
That's right.
Yes, Councilor Rose.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Just to Sean. Sean, is that just on the one side, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just if I could add, the parking signs are on the west side, but not on the east side. So that's where people are now parking, on the east side.
Oh, so we're gonna go with no parking there.
Yeah, Pine Street's never had allowed parking on there.
I know. You know what? Just to let you know, I find if you allow parking on one side, it's a natural traffic calming device, just because it's narrower. But two cars can get through when there's one park. If it was up to me, I would say leave one side, just because people need parking spaces. And I think it would be like a kind of a traffic calming device, in my opinion. If Sean or Councilor D'Angelo could give some feedback, that would be great.
If I can add to that, my only concern is there's a yellow line there, so you have to cross the yellow line and go head on to the other side to get around the cars that are parked there, because there's no room there, and it's a very narrow road. They've always never had parking on there. So this is just really a replacement of what should be on the road. And it's only the section from Pine Street to the highway, right? Beaver Dams Road to the highway. That section there always had no parking signs.
Yeah, Sean, your views on this?
I agree with Councillor D'Angelo that it was always like that, and we just need to put them back to some extent. But I also agree with Councillor DeRose that having cars parked on the side of the road is great traffic calming, and if we're having speed issues out there, which I think we are, at least to some degree, it's a good way to kind of make people feel uncomfortable and therefore go slower.
So where do we stand on this so far then? Do we keep the signs on or do we? Yes, Danny.
I will put in kind of my 2 cents on this. I've had at least a dozen calls about this area where vehicles are impeding the entire lane and the oncoming traffic has to go into the oncoming lane. So it is a bit of a dangerous spot, but I'll leave it up to the committee to decide.
Okay. Yes, Justin.
And just to clarify, maybe to Sean, would this really just be up to the region to decide because it's their road ultimately?
Yes and no. They do listen to our requests
Right.
and recommendations on those fronts. So
If I could just speak in, I just go back to the point that they were always there. They replaced the poles with steel poles. Had they not replaced the poles, and no parking signs would have been up there. The contractor just never put it back up for whatever reason when they took it down. So we're not adding something new. We're just replacing what's there. And like I said, I've had several calls regarding this, and people keep asking when are the parking signs going up. If this, yeah, I would recommend that we put the signs up and let council decide if they want to do it at the end of the day. But I think from a standpoint here, we're just replacing what should have been there.
Okay. Justin.
If this committee wants to go down the direction we have in the past, had council direct staff to request that the region put these signs back up, unless Sean has some other thoughts.
yeah, maybe what I can do is I can reach out to the region and make sure that according to their bylaw, there should be the parking restriction should be there, and actually see and get it right, make sure that is right first. And then once we get it right, then we can decide whether we want to request a change.
Yeah, that's a suitable thing for now. And they normally respond in how much time, Sean, on matters like this?
6 months.
So during these 6 months, do we plan to put the signs on or?
Well, I'll look up to see what was actually, like, if it's as Councillor D'Angelo said, that they should have put them back, I will put them back. Okay.
Okay, so at this point, we can recommend that the city talk to the region, and in the meantime, the signs be put back till a final decision is taken.
Sure.
Okay.
Is that yes?
Yeah.
Is that fine with yes, Councillor?
Yeah, in terms of I just want, maybe Danny can help us here in clarity. So there's no signs there. Someone parks on the street and you have to enter the other area and you're going over a red line, a solid red line. Who would be responsible if there was an accident? Would it be the person going over the yellow line because they have to go around it to get to go, or is it the car that's coming at them? That's a concern I have, because there's a yellow line there. If there was no yellow line, then the argument wouldn't be as bad, because you could just go onto the other side of the road and then go around the car, which we do elsewhere. But when there's a yellow line there, does that cause individuals more grief from the Highway Traffic Act? If someone could answer that, I don't know if anyone has the answer.
Sean?
Through you, Mr. Chair, according to the Highway Traffic Act, anybody who's leaving their lane for any reason and does it unsafely will be held liable in that situation. So yes, the person crossing the yellow line to get past a parked car will be held responsible or liable in that situation. The trick is to use caution and alternate so that that doesn't happen. So this is actually to Councillor DeRosa's point that if you have that parking there and the person has to yield the right of way to the oncoming traffic, it actually slows traffic down.
But wouldn't that be slowing the traffic down on only one side?
If you have both cars coming, they're not sure what the other guy is going to do. It works both ways. A good example of that is what we have over on Nottingham, where we have parked cars and the cars coming down Nottingham have to yield to the car coming the other way because there's just not enough room for both cars to pass. So it does act very much as a traffic calming.
Yes, Councillor.
You're gonna have to unmute yourself. Councillor D'Angelo,
Councillor-
you're still muted.
Sorry. What adds to this is it's a regional road. And Justin, if you could just bring up that picture again that you had of Chippewa. If you have 8 parked cars there, you're going almost 500 meters to go around them all.
You see it there now?
Yeah, if you could just, yeah.
Zoom it in.
Which way do I go?
Just zoom the street in, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have all these cars parked on the east side, and if you have several in a row, then it'd be very difficult. There's a yellow, this picture doesn't do justice because it doesn't show the yellow line there. But yeah, it's an old picture, but it's got a yellow line there. Nottingham doesn't have a yellow line. Other streets don't have yellow lines. So this one, yeah, I don't think they've updated the picture on this one. But yeah, those are the steel poles with the light fixtures that used to have no parking signs on it. But is it, because it's a regional road, Sean, would the region have its own policy on parking? Like Collier Road, there's no parking on Collier Road, but it's actually a wider street than this one.
Certainly they would have their own policy, and I believe they have their own bylaw on this already, which is what I was suggesting we do is
Okay.
go and make sure that the signage matches their bylaw and then go back and review it after that.
Okay. I think that would be probably the best solution then to let Sean review the bylaw, the regional bylaw, and see what needs to be appropriately put there.
Okay. So for now, the city will go back to the region regarding the parking signs. Until that time, do we put the parking signs back in on the east side?
It depends on what the regional bylaw actually says.
I mean, till the time they reply back. So we just leave this or till they reply back, or?
Well, we'll review their bylaw outside of them and we'll put the signs up accordingly.
Okay.
And then we'll make a decision after that. Okay.
Right. So Justin, you will just word this accordingly.
If Sean wants us, he's just going to do that as staff direction, or if there's a motion that he wants council to direct him to contact the region and put up signs. If I don't know where you want to go with that, Sean.
No, I don't think we need direction from council. I just think right now it's a direction from the committee to look at or make Pine Street correct and report
That's
back
appropriate
if
that
necessary.
staff can look into it.
So yes, Sean.
Maybe the motion could be that staff return that section of Pine Street into compliance with the regional bylaw as it relates to parking?
Yes, for that matter, yes. And at the same time, till we get a response, we can go ahead with the signs to be put up. Sean,
Well,
sorry, Councillor D'Angelo, you can.
Well, I
Go
was just gonna second Sean's motion. That was perfect wording. That gives the staff direction to do that.
Okay, so Justin, we can word it accordingly then, right?
Do you want it worded that council is directing staff to do that then?
Yes.
Okay.
So I need a mover and a seconder for this. Councillor DeRose and Sean and Councillor D'Angelo. And all those opposed and none. Okay. So we will go on to the next one, which is 7.6 road access south of Fire Hall, Allenberg Road, to replace his road access. Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, the reason I brought this one forward at our last meeting, there's more and more truck traffic and more activity happening at the BioVale 2 location, which is the old Hayes Dana plant. So I'm not sure where we go with this, but it was to be discussed that we look at a southern access, and if it goes south of the fire hall near Allenberg Road, what'll happen is that way all the truck traffic won't have to go through the residential area. They won't have to go by Ontario Street School. There's new subdivisions going up within Thorold South, more housing. So it just makes it more safer, but I'm not sure the process. So that's why it was just referred to here for now. And then from here, we go to I guess, staff to look at how that can be accomplished.
Sean.
Through you, Mr. Chair, you want to go south of the fire hall?
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, south of the fire hall. Yes.
Okay, can I share my screen?
Sure.
Can you guys see that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Coming up now.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, can you see my pointer?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the fire hall.
Yes.
You wanted to come south here? This would be
You look, yeah.
the difficulty with that approach is that this is an MTO road, and this intersection is controlled by the Ministry of Transportation, and we're going to create a very awkward situation because you can see where the road actually divides. This is the on-ramp or whatever to Highway 58, right? So it'll create an awkward situation. We've been working with BioVeld and talking to them at this point in time about putting the access here on the north side of the fire station. You can see how that they own, this is actually BioVeld property as well. And they own right out to Allenberg Road here. So we were contemplating putting one in through here for that exact reason. If that's what we're trying to do, that is something we've been talking about with BioVeld to try to, but we got to get them to be motivated. Not to say we can't help them pay for it, but it's one of those things that has to do with development and certain policies. They're also planning on putting a water main in through there, so it's really convenient if the road goes through there. If we want to go south of this here, it's going to become awkward. But at the same time, the BioVeld themselves are actually contemplating putting another access even further south. So way out down on Highway 58. So that is something they're also planning on doing because they want to develop this property as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I spoke south, that's what I was looking at, like not directly south of the fire hall, like right next to it, but further. I didn't realize they own land north, but I would say that the southern road would make more sense because you're getting trucks out of the Allenberg Road area. So it's not even going anywhere near the fire station or some of the businesses that are there. To me, the one that you pointed out lower so that they could expand and open up their lands would even make more sense.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see from where you are, but that is a map of their future plans out on the on that BioVeld area, and it includes some of those things. If you would like to come in and talk about it, I could show you the map. I don't know that I can share it with everybody, but I can certainly bring the map and show you what their future plans are for the site.
So this committee standpoint, then I would like to see is just, support a recommendation that we work with BioVal to get another road access to reduce the dependency on Hayes Road, because we're trying to alleviate some of the problems of the trucks. So as they get busier, you don't want more trucks going down Allenberg Road and in front of the Ontario school. It's more residential there. So a southern access or put it this way, a southern access from Hayes Road would be beneficial, even if it's north of the fire hall or south of it, that would work well. But I think we need to move on this sooner than later. But I will take the offer upon coming in and talking to you about that.
Okay. Anybody else with any views on this? Okay, so we can. So how do we put it across? Does the committee recommend further discussion on this, or Sean?
I recommend that you just defer this back to staff to tell staff to work with BioVal to create more accesses to their property.
Okay, so we can put in this recommendation, Justin, for the staff to talk to BioVeld.
Yeah, I'll move that.
And Councillor Angela is moving it, and I need a seconder for Councillor Rose. All those in favor? Okay, this motion is passed. Thank you. The next one is again from Councillor D'Angela, 7.7 Pine Street turning lane access to Highway 58 east-west.
Yeah, if I can ask Justin just to put that back onto the screen again, it's the same location. Yeah, I know we talked about Chippewa, I talked about Pine. Now, if you get on top of where the highway is, just north there, just follow it a little bit north. Okay, yeah, and if you could just highlight the overpass. Yeah, if you could make that a little bigger. And a couple people have mentioned this to me, and I also experienced this. See how it has a turning lane both ways? But if you're coming from South Pine, and you enter that lane right away, and you're trying to make a left-hand turn onto the highway to go towards Richmond Street School, someone enters the lane the opposite way, it can potentially cause an accident because there's people entering the lanes way too early from both ends. So it's making it hard, and I think in the past it wasn't an issue, but I think we just have so much sheer volume of vehicles traveling through our community, and there's arterial roads like this that have a lot of traffic on it. It's causing more and more issues. So a suggestion that was brought forward to me from someone was like halfway through, paint a yellow line there and have like a couple turning lanes halfway going one to the left, and then on the south part of it, a couple turning lanes, turning arrows, I should say, going south to get on the highway, just to alleviate people entering that turning lane too early from either end. Again, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but I've had a couple individuals mention this to me, and I tried it out, and I did almost collide with a vehicle because I came from the south trying to get onto Highway 58 because they were entering that lane way too early. Again, Carmen, I know Councillor DeRose grew up in that area there. I don't know if you saw it in the past, but if you travel there now, it seems to be different with the volume of traffic that we have.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know what best to alleviate it except lineage. Because I noticed the paint is worn, but once again, Sean, is that a region issue on the bridge there? Because it's just coming off the bridge there.
I want to be very clear, I'm not sure if that's a
Okay.
regional thing or if that's a Ministry of Transportation thing.
Oh, Ministry of Transport, I think it is. I think you're right.
But I can reach out to both of them and try to fix that problem. I know exactly what you're talking about because
Yeah.
suicide lanes are spread around the province in different locations, and you have this
Yeah.
exact problem all the time.
Yeah, I go there every day to my childhood home, to my sisters, and yeah, the paint. I noticed the paint's worn out. That's one thing, so we can tell them that. Sean, the other thing, can you forward me? I know they got a new guy that's in charge of that area. I had the number of the last guy I had a good relationship with. Can you forward me the new number of the new guy? Because I don't think Mike's doing it anymore. His number's disconnected. But if you remember, I'll shoot you an email. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that's a good idea to reach out to MTO. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we refer this to staff to investigate opportunities to improve it with the ministry and with the region.
Okay, so Councillor
I'll
Rose
second that.
move. You second that. Okay. All those in favor of the motion, recommendation? Okay, perfect. Okay. So the next item is the roundtable discussion. So, guys, any items for discussion here now? Yes, Councillor Rose.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up, I know you mentioned it earlier, but I didn't know what the status was for the three-way stop at Pine and Beaver Dams. Can't remember if someone said, I was trying to get adjusted. I couldn't get the internet for a while. Did someone say that the region put a kibosh on it temporarily, or I can't, I'm not clear on it. Could someone clarify, please?
Sean?
Yeah, it's included in the agenda that the region wrote a letter, and they, as it specifically relates to the all-way stop, Beaver Dams in Pine, staff expected to move forward with bylaw recommending regional council for implementation of this stop control based on a review of sightlines and potential conflicts.
So that sounds positive then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's because I think it's a necessity. I'm up and down that road steady, and I think Councillor DeAngelis was well, and I think that would be a good thing for that neighborhood, 100%. So,
any
Sean, are we just
Please
sitting
go.
waiting to hear back from the region, or?
Well, we can't install the stop signs. The region has to.
Oh, okay.
So they need to, they're taking it to, according to that, I read that as they're taking it to council, getting their council to approve the bylaw.
Regional.
And then
Okay, so-
they'll install the stop sign.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the update.
any other points up for discussion? So I have two points for discussion. One, I believe, is an old point. I think we took it up earlier, Sean. This is on the turning to Highway 58 from coming east to west on Thorlstone Road. There is no left signal still. And we had a couple of big accidents on that intersection a month back, maybe. A car flipped over. So traffic coming out of the tunnel at full speed. And there's no dedicated left turn coming from east to west. And I believe you said that this is under the region's control, I believe, or the ministry's control.
The ministry's control, yep.
So any update on that? Because we see a lot of mishaps happening in that particular junction now because 58 is now overcrowded.
No update what we did is we reached out to them and asked them to reevaluate and do their thing on the intersection. They're working through that, but I don't have any update at this point in time. I don't
So
know
do
if
we-
you guys have seen, but the region is doing a lot of traffic counting right now.
Right. So, Justin, there's another report that I read on the Thorold Community Group regarding a street. Justin, can I share my screen?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, let me just share screen. Can you see my screen now? No. No.
Up now. You see us again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see this post? There's this debate about the corner of Pine and Albert. So has anybody an idea on that? Because apparently there was a lot of talk on this, people getting hurt at this intersection. Hello?
Through you, I don't believe we've been talking about that intersection. We've been talking about the intersection one step or one further south, and that is Pine and Sullivan. But Pine and Albert, we have not been talking about. So-
Yeah, because this is something which was on the Thorold Community Group for last week, and people were really concerned. And yes, Councillor. Yes, Councillor DeRose.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Yeah, you know what? I saw that too, Vikram, on Facebook and social media. And as Sean said, I think the main concern originally was Sullivan and Pine. I don't think it's necessary, but once again, due to driver misbehavior and inattention, I have seen some issues, but it's more. I don't know if lights will resolve it. Once again, enforcement's the only thing, but I go through that area quite often throughout the day. And, as long as you stop at the stop sign, that's the problem. I think some people are rolling through, not looking, not paying attention. And also pedestrians sometimes not paying attention. But I think that's a wait and see one. We can wait till the next term of council to discuss that one, I would think. I'll go along with what Sean thinks, because I know the biggest issue biggest complaints are coming from Pine and Sullivan. That's a little busier as well, because it's the main entrance to the gateway to the Front Street.
My only concern was because of the, they did mention some fatalities in that area. So when it comes to fatality, then the road safety committee should be more actively looking into that.
Yeah, yes, and unfortunately I knew the person that was killed a couple of years ago, and car was turning, and I knew the driver too, so it's a very sad situation. I don't know if a light would have prevented it, but no, I could see your point, Vikram.
Yeah. Yes, Councillor Ranger.
Well, I think what's best is a traffic study report for that intersection to determine the amount of volume going through there as a first step. I would, we just can't ignore it, but I saw the post also. But there used to be lights there a long time ago, but we had lights all over the place a long time ago. We used to have them on Front Street, Albert and Pine, Front and Albert. A lot of them were removed, but it's again, driver behavior is causing us to put all this stuff in, but it won't always solve the problem. But I think we should at least identify if there's a serious issue with the volume of the traffic going through there to determine if lights would make a difference. So I can recommend that we have staff look at that intersection for a traffic study to determine, what can be done at that point in time.
Yeah, that would be fine. Donna, you have something to say?
Yeah, I do frequent that intersection, and I have noticed that a lot of people that are coming up the street, up Pine Street, or turning onto Pine Street are trying to get into the Rexall entrance of the parking lot, and there is very little space between the intersection itself and the entrance. So they're busy trying to get over one lane, and they may be looking for cars, but they may not necessarily be looking out for pedestrians. So maybe making it somehow a sign or something to let drivers know that this is a heavily used intersection by pedestrians and other like mobile units, all those different kinds. There's a lot of traffic there of all kinds. So just maybe signage would be enough.
Yes, Councillor.
Yeah, I agree, Donna. Well said. But once again, we'll leave it up to staff. Sean, if you can coordinate a calming report or something of that nature that can be done, that'd be great. But guys, I have to excuse myself. I coached my son's travel Thorold team, and we play in Port Colborne in an hour, and I've got to run. So I apologize for leaving early. I don't like to do that, but I'm the head coach, and it'll look bad if I don't get there in time. But bless all of you. I guess this is our last meeting. You guys have done such great work from staff. Sean, Justin, Vikram, you've done a great job as chair, and the rest of you are awesome. But I have to say my goodbyes and with regrets and bless everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
See you, Councillor DeRose.
Have a good time with the game.
Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, I hope so. We only got 8 players, and it's 7v7 tonight, so we're in trouble. But anyway, thank you.
Yes, Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, I think Donna made an excellent point, signage, but even looking at more the piano style crosswalk so that cars understand that there's more pedestrians that cross at that intersection. So maybe if we could, I can make a motion that we refer this to staff to come back with methods of making this intersection safer. They could look at signage, the paintings on the ground, the a traffic study maybe to determine if lights are necessary. So I think that would be a good thing to move forward on this.
Yes, that would be perfect. So who's going to move? Councillor Angeles, and you're moving, and who's the seconder for this? Donna will second it.
Yeah.
So all in favor of this? Okay, perfect. So Justin, you can just put it in the minutes as well.
Yeah, it'll be that council direct staff to report on this
Yeah.
issue because they're gonna have to spend some money to do looking at that.
Okay, perfect. So since this is going to be the last meeting for the 2022-2026 term, what is the next for after this, Justin? How do we proceed from here?
So this is the last meeting for this committee for this term for the regular meetings, and then if council decides they want to keep this committee after the new council comes in, then they will reform this committee, and then we'll put out an application for members to apply.
Okay, that sounds fair. So we can adjourn the meeting today since there are no further business. Yes, Councillor.
Oh, Vikram, yeah, even though this we're done for a meeting for this committee, but please, if there's any issues that need addressing, send them to myself or Councillor DeRose, and we have some more council meetings that come up. So if it's something urgent or something that needs to be done, and you guys feel that's important enough, feel free to email us, and we will push the item forward so that if it requires staff time or something that'll make it better. Definitely do that. Because I know everyone's done a great job sitting on this committee, and I don't want you to sort of say, okay, this is it, you're done. There's still work to be done, and if there's anything out there that can be approved upon, please let us know, and we'll make sure it's addressed at council.
Thank you so much, Councillor. To the city, to the members, as well as to the staff, especially Sean, we've been taking a lot of his time, to the bylaws, to all the members, and of course to Justin. Justin, when is the next committee, elections going to be happening, or applications to open up for the committees?
So if the timeline that I'm hoping sticks, it'll be in December when the new council sits for their first regular meeting. They'll pick which committees they want and approve terms of reference. And then shortly thereafter, we will put out a call for applications. And then in the January meeting, the councillors can select the members. And then once that's done, meetings can start up after then. So probably February, because that's typically when this committee's first meeting is of the year. So assuming that timeline sticks, that's what I think we're looking at.
So yeah, that sounds good. Thank you all for such a wonderful 4 years, I believe now, of meeting together and trying to sort things out, especially to the council, to the staff, and to the bylaw. Thank you so much, and the members, of course. Take care, guys. We adjourn the meeting today at 5:23 p.m. Signing out. Take care, all of you.
Thanks, Vikram.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.